Hello, everyone. Welcome to the PC Perspective Podcast. This is episode 793. It's being recorded on October 2nd, 2024. I'm Sebastian Peak.
I'm Jeremy Hellstrom.
I'm Josh Walrath.
I'm well-behaved Brett Van Sternberg.
Yes, and no Kent this week because he is one of the many suffering from power outages and other inconveniences. And unfortunately, he has been hit by the hurricane in North Carolina. But Kent made it through.
On the plus side, they can't get social media right now, so it's actually kind of a nice break.
I guess if there's one positive
You've
in a natural disaster.
Self from the internet, which, maybe you should go offline every now and then.
But not tonight.
No. But if you are offline and you're not watching this, welcome. Welcome to the live stream as we record episode 793. You can join our Patreon, by the way, if you always want access to all these live streams. For those times like tonight when you couldn't watch us because your internet was down, then go to patreon.com/PCPer. Sign up. Become a patron and get access to all of these unedited, raw recording sessions. And the prestige of being a member who supports the site is just, it's overwhelming.
Unparalleled.
Yeah, it's a euphoric feeling that defies description. And
Truly,
you can be like,
truly it is.
Yeah, old-time members like S. Yardy, H. Leduc.
Leduc. Like
and
the duck, perhaps.
The Duck of Death?
Bassam or Bassam.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
I would go with Bassam.
Bassam. Okay.
Yeah, because I know the first names of these, and, I like to throw a little anonymity. I said that very wrong, but you know what I meant.
Anonymity.
That's what I said. It's like anonymity. It's like the fish. It's like the fish and the anemone. The anemone. Anyway, I don't use people's full names when I put them in here so that they can have some plausible deniability. Oh, that's a different Yardy. That's not me. I don't support this.
Let's move to the Food with Josh segment.
Oh. This isn't my natural color, by the way. And it's not makeup. My lips, for some reason, decided to just degrade with this cold, and now I've got...
Who hit you, Josh? Who hit you?
It's my silicon.
His implants are inflamed.
Yes, they are. No, I actually had hot pig wings, if that is such a thing. It's hog wild pork wings. Yes, those are pork shanks, and they're perfectly fried, and then they are rolled around in angry buffalo sauce. So it's got some ghost
Pink
peppers
Floyd
in there.
is playing in the background, right?
What's that?
As Pink Floyd is playing in the background.
Yeah. And apparently the sauce was a little bit hotter than I thought, and my chapped lips did not react well to it. But there was actually quite a bit of meat on those bones, and so 3 of them, you think, oh, there's not much. Oh no, it's like a massive drumstick of pork, and fries again, nicely done. Everything came together well for my lunch. So had something a little different. It's their special. So no burger, but I did have some pork.
Is that blue cheese on the side there?
Yes, it's blue cheese dressing.
I figured as much.
Yeah, no ranch around here.
Let's move to the PC Perspective news desk. And our top story is not really news, but it's official news. As of September 30, there was a post at the AMD community blog. The September 2024 AMD Ryzen desktop processor updates. New firmware for AMD socket AM5 platforms. Now, we knew that this was coming. There was already beta firmware out there. There was some early adopters of the new Agisa. Anyway, you can now download this from your motherboard vendor of choice and have that official 105 watt TDP mode for your Ryzen 9600X, 9700X processors without voiding your warranty. It's official. You will not void your warranty by going to the performance mode that they should have had from the very beginning. And it's only up to 10% faster according to their own slide here. But that's still, it's 10% performance for free for just doing a BIOS update. Anybody who's interested in one of these processors because they're a more affordable option for your AM5 gaming needs, now you get even better multi-threaded performance as well. So get excited about that. And then, of course, those core-to-core latency improvements we talked about, I believe it was last week. Here is what AMD says about it officially. Quote, "This was mainly due to a corner case benchmark where it takes 2 transactions to both read and write when information is shared across cores on different parts of an AMD Ryzen 9 9000 series processor." I'll interrupt this quote to mention that the corner case benchmark they're talking about is the CapFrame X benchmark. So that's the only one I've seen anybody reference with regard to this core-to-core latency thing. To continue the quote, "However, we've been working on optimizing this since the launch of the 9000 series. In the new 1.2.0.2 BIOS update, we've managed to cut the number of transactions in half for this use case, which is designed to help reduce core-to-core latency in multi-CCD models. While this won't make a notable difference in the vast majority of applications, users may see some improvement in latency-sensitive, heavily threaded games that don't trigger core parking." End quote. Got it?
Got it.
All right, good. We can move on forever. And of course, the new motherboards are here. The new motherboards are here. X870 motherboards
Got a little story
are here.
about it later.
No, they're physically here.
Nice.
The 870E AOS Elite Wi-Fi 7 board that Gigabyte was kind enough to send over. Not done with the review yet. I'm taking some video clips and such to put it all together.
You know, it's very reminiscent to me, obviously. They've done this before with the 890FX chipset and the 870 chipset way back in AM3 days. I think it's AM3. But yeah, and they changed it to the same chipset, but rebranded them 900 series for the new processors that were coming out. And it was a positive impact because they knew design a little bit better. So they were better overall. Traces, interactions, firmware, software, all of these things. So when they launched the 900 series, it was very much like this. It was like, well, what more do we get? Well, you get slightly better boards with more features, and they seem to work a little bit better off the bat than the first generation of stuff. So it's just, it's all promontory chipset. The 870E is identical physically to the 670E. The 870 is essentially identical to the B650.
Mm-hmm.
So pay attention to what you're buying. And the big thing is, of course, a lot of Wi-Fi 7 and USB 4.0. So 40 gigabit transfers.
And PCIe 5.0.
Well,
which
you've had PCIe 5.0 with both.
But more of it.
Series.
This Gigabyte board has 3 PCIe 5x4 M.2 slots on it.
So here's my question for you, right? The chipsets are connected to the CPU via PCIe 4.0 by 4, right? And then the other 5.0s are off the other 2 chipsets that are connected to each other by PCI 4.0.
I don't know.
And so,
but the slot,
are you really
the
getting
slot itself?
Are you really getting,
Josh? There's only one way to find out, and it's by painstaking testing. Yes, taking a crucial T705 drive and inserting it gently, lovingly,
multiple slots
into different slots until I find just the right mix of performance.
And then
unless they somehow upgraded
wads back and forth.
I don't know. I have not torn all the heat sinks off of everything to see what is actually on this board because it's covered in metal. But I'll find a review where they did that. Maybe. Does anybody do long form reviews where they talk about every chip that's on it? Whether the power delivery has like a doubler or
there was this website once that did do that. I'm trying to remember what happened to it. It's gone. gone.
K7M, wasn't
There's some out there who do that kind of stuff. Now, speaking of AMD CPUs, we're going to glide into our next story at videocards.com. Tagged as a rumor, just to warn you. Gigabyte mentioned the 9000X3D series during a press conference. They could be coming this year, which makes a lot of sense because, as Josh has pointed out, the 7800X3D is becoming extremely rare and expensive, if you can find it at all. It's only a matter of time before the 9800X3D is here. That's going to be the one to
sooner than
get.
we might have thought.
Yeah, it better be. Because if I can't buy a 70... we could go right now live to, let's say, newegg.com.
Timing, rumor on rumor puts this timing probably at November, by the way.
And we're going to search for a 7800 X3D. Enter. $689.99. That's the number one bestseller.
And it's shipping from China.
It's on sale.
There are more options that range from $4.99
$10 or $5 off.
$6.99. Yeah. Let's see. Newegg has
shipping
it for
$4.19. Shipping from Hong Kong. Shipping from
it's
China.
Out of stock.
Out of stock.
Yeah.
Well, of course it's there.
So here's the problem. Of course, this is Newegg Marketplace down here. The actual Newegg listing is out of stock. So you can click on Auto Notify, but you can't buy it. And so everybody's price gouging because they can. Mm-hmm. And how silly will you feel if you pay... You can't even
find a 5800 X3D anymore.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like new, though. Oh, it's also out of stock. Never mind.
Out of stock.
So the X3D, it's so legendary. Like everybody said to buy one, and now you can't. So if you haven't already bought one, you're out of luck. You're SOL, unless you want to pay through the nose. Though if you have a Radeon graphics solution in your system as we transition to story number 3, you are not SOL. In fact, you are in luck. You can boost gaming performance by up to 2.5 times with AMD Software Adrenal Edition 24.9.1, according to this blog post at the AMD community again. So, enhancements have been made. Instant performance. Oh, I see. It's because of frame doubling and resolution scaling and stuff. But still, with Fluid Motion Frames 2, AMD Hyper RX. Let's see. Baldur's Gate 3 and F124 are the two games featured in this chart. You can go from 97 frames per second at 4K Ultra on a 7900 XTX. Not sure what the settings that they're using are. To 249 frames per second, thanks to the magic of various AMD technologies.
Well, I mean, that seems maybe worth it, yeah.
Yeah. This kind of feels a little bit like NVIDIA marketing, but hey, AMD's doing it now too. So we can talk about scaling and, frame doubling, frame insertion. What is the technical name for this? AF.
It's right there.
It's AFMF.
AFMF. Yep.
Yeah. So
I hear what you're putting down.
AMD Fluid Motion Frames 2. So we had a technical preview back at the end of July, and now it's here. And it's available in many games. Doubtless. Let's see, how many games do they say it's available in? How many games?
Free.
80. No. Okay, so...
now supported in Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, and Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. So when I said free, I meant free.
That's anti-lag. That's anti-lag 2, yes. Josh.
Oh, never mind.
So there's 80 titles that have FSR 3, 3 titles that have anti-lag 2, and then you have AMD Fluid Motion Frames 2, which I think you can just use on anything, can't you? Because it's at the output stage.
Maybe.
Not in engine or anything.
Wait, go down to 6, 2.5, and so is there at the bottom of the actual page itself when it lifts off, the subset 1, subset 2.
Let's see, footnotes.
It gives you all. Look at 6. Look at 6. Go down one more. 6. One more. There you go.
Testing by AMD as of September 2024 on the AMD Ryzen RX 7900 XTX, 7800 XT, 7600 XT graphics cards, Ryzen AI 9 HX 370 processor. Oh, so there was also
is that
some
what we're
laptop
using
testing.
NTU for now?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So they were testing on desktop and laptop, various configurations, ultra and low graphics presets.
Using Baldur's Gate 3 starting level benchmark.
Okay.
Okay.
So at least, I mean, they're
And the
being transparent as
F124.
to their test methodology, I guess. I don't see what memory frequency they're running. Was it 1-to-1 ratio? Wait, here we go. LP, DDR, no. Okay, DDR5 6000. So a 7800 X3D with 32 gigs of DDR5 6000. That's all you need to know.
And look, they've got your motherboard. The Meg.
Yeah.
I bet theirs works.
Well, that's what AMD sent me. That was the one that they had sent out to media when the AM5 platform launched. I think. There might have been a couple different ports. Anyway, get excited about free performance, fluid motion frames, several games that will eventually work with their latest iteration of anti-lag technology. But it's, hey, if you already have a Radeon graphics card, it's free performance. Now, let's talk about Microsoft. We had a very busy weekend. They were updating a lot of things, changes. And I have to read this title from Jeremy. Microsoft recalls it owes us an update as well as some changes beneath the surface of their products. Well done.
Yeah, that was not a hard one. But thank you.
The sound of one hand clapping.
Yeah. Because, hey, you may or may not have noticed, but it is 24H2. Some might mention that it's probably 2024 H3, but Microsoft, no. They're on like a similar to schedule to NVIDIA, just behind as opposed to in the future. So it's going to show up on your updates if you've toggled that option to see the latest and greatest ones. There's been some issues. It hasn't been horrific, but there's a certain anti-cheat game that it gets, or anti-cheat process that it gets really upset about, which is, caused a different story to come up. But overall, it's not great unless you love Copilot, because 24H2 is mostly Copilot focused. Cue the lack of applause from our audience here. They've also done the usual Microsoft changes for no reason, like battery saver is now energy saver, because reasons. On the plus side, though, you've got Wi-Fi 7 properly supported. USB 4 2.0 is now properly supported, which is, nice, because we've suddenly got some motherboards coming out that are actually going to support it, at least in theory. There's some other stuff that they did with Recall. Remember Recall that got called back because a lot of people were incredibly upset about it? Well, what they did was they pushed out a update which went really horribly and started triggering BitLocker, key recovery, and automatic repair stuff. So, hey, if you run into that, there is an official rollback, or if you just avoid the recall update whatsoever, that's going to really help. But here's the thing, is that recall, the features are coming back. Recall is coming back, but the features will be off by default. You will literally have to turn on, yes, I would like you to monitor my web browser. Yes, I would like to monitor my office use. Yes, I would like to monitor me when I'm incognito mode. Oh, wait, no, flip that one off again. And even better, if you get infected by it, you're allowed to remove it. So it's not permanently on there. This is good, because automatic on never works out well for anyone. So getting rid of that and allowing you to uninstall it, really good. The other nice thing about it is that instead of just being tied to your BitLocker, it's using Windows Hello Enhanced Sign-In Security. So on the plus side, if you don't use facial recognition or any of the other biometrics or any of the enhanced Windows Hello authentication features, you're not allowed to use Recall, or more properly put, Recall isn't allowed to bother you. So I'm still not in love with it, but it's better. What they put out first was just a security nightmare and just a dumpster fire of horrificness. this might actually work because the people who want it actually have to work for it, actually have to turn it on, and sort of keep an eye on it. So, hey, kudos to Microsoft for deciding not to be so utterly and horribly horrific. Then there's back to Copilot. So Copilot has decided that, hey, a lot of people are annoyed at us, so what if we charge money for Copilot Pro? That way only the people that really want it will get it, and hey, extra money. Because, we don't want to turn into another Intel and be losing money everywhere. So that's what they're going to do, is this Copilot Pro subscription, which will become part of the requirement to have Copilot Vision, which will be your AI-powered Clippy, essentially. It will take a look at what is on your screen, and it'll analyze web content in your Microsoft Edge. It'll answer questions about on-screen information. And when you're saying, well, what do you mean it's going to answer it? Oh, yes. Yes, you will be able to talk to Copilot, and Copilot can talk back, because this is something we definitely want. It's busy stuff for Microsoft, and good on them. Hey, we like to see them working their butts off for the amount of money that we have to give them, and the suffering that they inflict on us each and every day. So it's kind of nice to see that they've decided, hey, every once in a while, we're going to listen to user input, and we're not just going to completely ignore it. We're actually going to work on this. It's a little bit different than I'm used to from the Microsoft of the old days. But yeah, just to quickly go over it, with 24H2, they have put a bunch of blocks on various system configurations. Like if you're running an 11th gen core Intel with Intel Smart Sound technology, and you haven't been updating it, well, you're running an 11th gen core, so you probably haven't. That's a blue screen for you. A couple of Safe Exam browser applications, it's a blue screen for you. Fingerprint sensors, yeah, no, sorry, we're just not going to let you log in. There is a game that I have literally never heard of called Asphalt 8 Airborne, which will pretty much just trash your system for some reason. It comes from the Microsoft Store, so it's definitely friendly fire on this one. And as I mentioned before, easy anti-cheat. If you've updated since April, the easy anti-cheat driver will probably freeze or crash your system. But if you haven't updated since April, they'll probably tag you as a cheater because you're not keeping up to date. So if you don't see it on your update list, don't go out and make a new media creation tool and try and install it. You're going to have a bad time.
Didn't they already pull it?
Well,
anyway,
it's still floating there for most.
Okay. After all that Microsoft talk, we need a pipe cleaner. We gotta refresh ourselves. Here's like the ginger on the sushi plate, guru of 3D. You've seen folding phones, and the elite, out there, the elite whatever percent, not me or anything, but certain people of class and distinction have folding phones. What about a folding laptop? Think about it.
It goes 360 degrees.
Wait,
be big.
So my screen,
oh wait, no, they already do. Okay.
Doesn't already fold.
Okay, sorry. Take two. For the audio especially. Yeah. Take two. Tri-fold laptops. The first fold opens the laptop, so you can use the keyboard.
It's a hat?
Then you unfold it again to get a second screen off to your left. Ace Magic has you covered. It's look at it. I mean, it looks like a ThinkPad, kind of. It's even called the X1, which is interesting.
Yes, right.
It has its 12th gen Core i7-1255U processor. That's 15 watts, but of course boosts to much more. Various things, but it's probably expensive. Do they have a price here?
Do you have to ask? No, it's actually only about $900.
Is it? No. Where?
Yes. Well, they've skimped out on a fair amount of things.
Okay.
Although oddly, it ships with a bunch of replaceable membranes, so you can have different keyboard layouts, which I don't grasp. But understand
for different
the
countries,
thing.
perhaps.
Yeah. Well, no, they've gone with a pretty meh 1080p 14-inch screen. So it saved a lot of money, I think. Hopefully they spend a lot of money on the hinges. Because otherwise it's, yeah. I don't know, I think it's a bit... if you look at it and love it, go out and buy it. If you're at sort of questioning why even... Because it folds all the way around so that you can have it facing the back and then presumably close it. Totally, completely unlike a Yoga or a Surface. Yeah, I don't know. Could be interesting. Hey, maybe if they can put a third one on there, so I can open it up into 3.
Hey,
maybe
I've already pulled it up. I pulled up my website from
you pulled it
2017, triplescreenlaptop.blogspot.com. I created this during the shocking coverage at CES 2017 about the Razer laptop prototype, which was stolen from their booth.
And it made them mad, and they never did it.
See, I like how I actually had Triple Screen Laptop staff writing these posts. Welcome to Triple Screen Laptop. We pride ourselves in delivering the best triple screen laptop coverage on the internet. This emerging category
one comment.
will triple your gaming product. It's probably fake.
2 comments.
Oh, don't look at the comments.
Diddle me timbers.
Oh, okay. That's perfect. Was that you, Josh?
Walrath is bestest man meets. Okay. Why are we reading these comments?
I did not
told you not to.
Okay, let's see. Linus's fault. A hobo took it, and then some spam. Casinos near casinos in Lawton.
Yeah. Well, that's a lie. There's probably not even a casino in Lawton.
This trip down memory lane brought to you by PCPer.com.
A normal laptop owner. I put a link in the staff channel for a screen that I picked that I've been using as a secondary screen. What if you own a laptop already, but you want another screen? This is actually a really good deal.
Can you hinge it to the side of your laptop?
It's not attached. It doesn't count.
A piano hinge, maybe a little duct tape. Exactly, Josh. Let's get
wood screws.
Some wood screws. Look at this. It's $143 at this point.
This is
16-inch.
Painfully
2K.
You perfect man, you.
It's so painfully conventional. But as a more regular laptop owner, like many people are, not as blessed as with 2 screens or even triple screens as some clearly advantaged individuals might be, or maybe one individual out there is. This is a viable alternative. For $143, get a 16-inch, 120 hertz refresh. No, it's just a very nice screen. I actually have 2 of them.
Actually, the price, $143.58 of all prices.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
2560 by 1600. This is a 1610 aspect.
Of course,
like that. And it's matte finish, and it's IPS. Yeah?
Yeah, IPS.
Okay, fine.
Have it my way.
Others are only 1080p, but ours are slightly more than that.
Ours are 2K, because that's totally official.
Well, it's 2 point something K. I'd say this is like 2.4K.
I will give it the 2K is more accurate than 4K.
Yes, exactly. It's better to, over-deliver than over-promise and under-deliver.
The wood screws reminded me of Jack Candy. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
SNL?
Here it is. Most people don't realize that large pieces of coral, which have been painted brown and attached to the skull by common wood screws, can make a child look like a deer.
A deer. I remember that one. Can make a child look like a deer.
Like a deer.
You gotta put the pauses. Jack Candy always had the pauses in the right place.
Yeah, it takes him a while.
It's all about the delivery. It was like Norm on Weekend Update. It was all about the delivery.
Yep.
But it's okay. You're good enough.
You're smart enough. All right. Our next story. Dang it. We have to talk about AI again. HP has decided that they haven't ruined printers enough because now they need AI as well.
I mean, doesn't it make sense? I mean, we've made ink that goes bad before it's empty or bad. We've got ones that want to make sure they know every single thing that you've printed and upload it to the cloud. Ones that want to take over an entire subnet. So you know what? HP has realized that what is missing is a little PC load LLM. And that's what they've done, is added a large language model to your printer in 3 delicious flavors. HP Scan AI Enhanced will be a cloud-based feature which recognizes the type of documents being scanned and extracts key information based on the customer's specific business needs. Now,
I knew I wanted
the only
that.
people scanning right now are probably lawyers or accountants. Most other people don't scan documents anymore, but for some reason, accountants and lawyers love to. And that's definitely what you want on the HP cloud.
Private client confidential data.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm with you, Jeremy. I'm with you.
Perfect place for
this
it.
formatting though looks great, and if they just hadn't called it AI, it could just be how HP Smart Formatting helps you print web pages without them looking like garbage and not fitting on a page properly without going through a bunch of extra settings menus. This looks fantastic.
Known as HP Print AI, but yeah, it strips the crap out of web pages. Which, hey, I mean, if you've tried to print a web page lately, and I'm sure there's
it's tedious.
Some
3 or 4 of you. Yeah. So this will help you. It will no longer...
What if these spreadsheets that have been so nicely formatted have nothing to do with the original? Like all the data is just AI generated placeholder data. Like the sales report printed beautifully, but none of these values match the original at all.
Imagine that.
You're talking
AI.
about that as if it's not a feature.
Oh, okay.
Sebastian, I think you're onto something. So you've scanned the company report, yet the AI hallucinates a bit because your numbers just don't look good enough. We're
up 758%. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm getting a huge bonus this quarter.
Awesome.
Yeah, and
I'm always using
the last is the best.
Which is
HP Build Workspace.
Okay.
It's designed specifically for architecture, engineering, and construction firms. And I quote, "It will help them organize site observations, facilitate collaboration, and automate tasks such as field reports." Because architects have never come up with this sort of a thing previous to now. Construction firms don't have to, deal with site observations in a very meticulous manner so that when they get audited, it all adds up perfectly and wasn't, hallucinated by an AI.
Interpolated, I think, is the friendlier word nowadays.
Ooh, nice. That would be the way to interpret it. So you might want to go and grab that universal HP driver now, because it might go away after being infected by AI to help you print.
Our next story comes from PC Gamer. NVIDIA's RTX 4060 is the dominant GPU, boosting its desktop market share by 34% in a single month in Steam's hardware survey. Now, I know that certain individuals, let's say Team Red, for example, tend to dismiss the Steam hardware survey.
Oh, no, it's not even that. It's that you're an utter and complete NVIDIA shill, because how much memory does that have on it? How much memory does the 4060 have?
I'm sorry, as a card-carrying member of the Red Team.
You are. And you are.
Literally, this came inside of a processor. Actually, so it's a conversation. Community.amd.com.
Describe this for listeners.
Okay, I am holding in my hand a business card-sized, what I can only describe as a card, and on it says AMD in white text with the company logo, and then it says Red Team down below it, and
that makes you.
If you needed any proof, here it is. PCPer,
the camera.
AMD
the camera's picking up a subtle black on black NVIDIA logo off the front of that.
It's an AMD logo. It's an AMD logo, not NVIDIA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we're wearing a green shirt. I mean, this is mixed.
Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. I have had this on the desk, and I figured I admit it. I have an AMD Team Red card. Okay. And I don't even see where it is. I was going to grab a 4090, and I'm like, I have an AMD card, and I use it to shim the side of my 4090 or something to keep it from running. Okay. Of course, the 4060. Who cares about 8 gigabytes of RAM? It says RT. It says RTX on it, and it's $300. So I mean, that's why you buy it. Would you risk buying a Radeon graphics? I've heard that they don't have very good drivers. Plus, this is the way it's meant to be played. I think that.
Don't worry, we're going to get some hate mail soon.
Probably.
It may have appeared on the hardware leaderboard in the mid range.
You put a 4060 in a PC for hardware leaderboard system.
Hey, I mean, if you want that 760 or 7600 XT, you buy it. If you want to go old and get that 3600 or 3060, because you need that extra 4 gigs to sit there and look pretty, you can do that. But
okay,
hey,
I'm going to newegg.com. I'm going to go to components and storage. I'm going to go core component. I'm going to make this even harder. GPU and video graphics device. Yes, okay, graphics cards. Let's go in stock. That could help. And then I don't care what brand, and we're going to go
3060, less than $300. That's a better deal than one I found.
Let's just do 249 through 299. 99. And look at those. Number one bestseller is the 3060 at $285. A 4060 is right there at $299. So it is $300 still. What can you get on the AMD side? What about Team Red? Let's see. Can I pick Team Red up here?
Yeah, 7600 XT.
Radeon.
Should be there somewhere.
7000 series. Let's go. Apply. 7600 non-XT.
Oh, well, that also has 8 gigs. You don't want that. It's got to be the XT.
How much is that? That must be more than $300.
Yeah, it's slightly more.
The 16 gig is like $320.
Let's do $329.99 for the max. There's the XT at $319.99.
There it is. Yeah.
Here's one for less.
Double the memory.
So yeah, you'd want to go.
And you know what? You won't notice a damn thing.
Put that in your hardware leaderboard and smoke it, Jeremy.
Doesn't do anything. It's slower in most games.
Okay, well, the Steam Hardware Survey. You know it. You love it. You trust it.
I read it in 1080p.
That's because statistically you have a 1080p monitor. So I guess what this is saying is if you're not an enthusiast, this is probably what you have in your system. Because if you're a Steam Hardware Survey average user, you have a non-enthusiast monitor resolution, and you're using a 3060, the most popular GPU.
Well, combine the next two.
Has taken the second spot, and it's getting closer. 4060 laptop is the third on the list.
Of course.
And if 4060 combined clobbers everything else, laptop and standalone.
I'm impressed that AMD Radeon graphics have taken almost 2% market share here. Although it is just AMD Radeon graphics, which means it's some kind of integrated solution. It's not a proper discrete GPU. The first one
How
of
far
those.
down do we have to go to find ARC?
It doesn't exist. There's no ARC on here, is there? No. Could be under other.
Oh, the rare 3080 GPU, laptop GPU.
Yeah. And still no ARC. Okay. Don't worry, ARC is real. It exists. I've seen it. I even reviewed it once, I think. So long ago.
Yeah.
All right, so just buy a 2080 Ti. That's what we're trying to say. I don't know why we're saying this, but it was on the list. So here we go. eBay. Parts only. Parts or repair. Why are you linking this?
Well, you can. Well, because it was just It was
Parts
just sorted this way.
Only
It was just sorted that way.
pre-owned, aka mined to death. Okay.
You were just drawn that way, right?
Oh, look at this one. This is an interesting shroud design. It's like a
Dell one, right?
It's like a 3D printed version of a real one.
It says genuine in the corner.
It's a blower style cooler from the 10 series on what's allegedly a 2080 Ti, according to this eBay listing.
Which is perfectly healthy and hardly ever used.
Is that a Radeon PCB under there?
Wait, what does the top say? Did it say RTX or?
It said RTX. Or GTX? Did it say RTX? It says RTX, but...
Oh, okay, RTX. Okay. Yeah.
What in the green PCB is going on with this thing? I don't trust this.
Check the outputs.
I mean, everything else looks right. It has the
X looks right, but what are the outputs on it?
Has it USB-C?
Okay.
It could be. It could be. But I want
Forget it, Jake. It's Delltown.
The funny thing here is that for $20 to $50 less than the 4060 series, these perform mostly better.
Yeah. Here we go. Here's a Founders Edition. Those are nice.
Like 20% better. So
that's
this is located in Aldi, Virginia. I didn't know that Aldi was a place. I thought it was just a German grocery store chain.
Well, the 3060 Ti was only slightly slower than the 2080, but it did have 8 gigs of memory rather than 11.
11. So here's your 4060 beating card with 11 gigs. It's the 2080 Ti for $300.
You know, you can no longer get the RX 6700 XT. That used to be the kind of AMD go-to.
Yeah. I was looking for that, and no, it's gone.
It's gone.
Not on eBay, where apparently we shop for cards now, because you can get one for just $425. Buy it now for a used card.
Welcome to the PC Hardware Leaderboard, sponsored by eBay.
Sponsored by... You're rolling the dice. It's a crapshoot, but at least buyer protection is pretty good. Though you will be out of your money for probably at least a week.
It is, but you'll get it back.
Yeah, eventually.
It doesn't work.
Welcome to Insecurity Corner, your weekly reason to drink.
Insecurity Corner is upon us again, and the first story comes from Bleeping Computer. Cups flaws enable Linux remote code execution, but there's a catch.
Oh, Jeremy, do you want to talk about this one, or?
Oh, go for it. Talk about the multiple cups flaws.
Well, the one I'm going to talk about is for what's called BrowseD, which is a background process on Linux that discovers available printers on the network. Very similar to
powered ones.
You find a printer. Mac systems, Windows systems could do this forever, but Linux has this optional. Let me just throw that out there again. It's an optional process called BrowseD that, if it's running, can set itself up for a discover of a fake printer. And what printers do when they're discovered is they give back a printer description. It's called a PPD, as to, hey, here are my capabilities, like how many paper trays, what's my DPI, etc. What sizes are currently loaded, things like that. A maliciously crafted PPD file returned from a fake printer can give a remote code execution on that Linux box if and only if the user on that box then uses that printer to try and print to. And that's when a craftily coded call to a filter can be triggered. So it's like an external call to, whatever. It doesn't even matter. It could be a remote program. It could be a local program, but are executed with the full privileges of the printer daemon. And that's bad news.
But you still haven't explained how it's worse than actually hooking up to an actual printer.
Because
I got you there, didn't I?
I did. It's because you don't have to do anything. It's practically free. If you can stick it on a network, and it's if a Linux box is running this and browses your printer and installs it, and somebody prints to it, you can then be owned by that remote call. So it doesn't. It's hands off. It's completely autonomous, and it sits there waiting for the next daemon to come and get you.
Is it wrong of me to want to build one of these to put on my corporate network to pretend to be a printer that's only 3 feet away from the user, as opposed to having to force them to walk 10 feet to the physical printer?
You should be walking around with a Raspberry Pi enabled to do this, just broadcasting it over Wi-Fi.
I'll tape it to someone. Yeah. They'll never know.
Yeah, that would do it. Just put it in their bag when they go to work.
Yep. Oh.
Oops, I'm giving people ideas. But anyway, this particular printer service is not even enabled by default. So it's kind of this particular cups flaw may have been maybe blown out of proportion, but it is a significant problem because there just shouldn't be RCEs in these subsystems. So stop. If you're running the cups browsd, turn it off.
Just don't.
All right. Next security story. This one looks
obvious.
Jeremy, did you hear about this one?
No, I have no idea what a deep nude generator is. Why are you asking me?
That's funny. I figured that asking you would be like slam dunk. But anyway, so there's a Russian hacking group called Fin7 that has created a few very somewhat real looking websites for creating nude images from fully clothed individuals. And so these are surprisingly, I know, color me surprised, these are surprisingly popular for people to upload fully clothed people and say, hey, generate me a nude from this.
They're also surprisingly they're also surprisingly popular amongst virus spreaders.
Exactly. So
strange reasons.
Basically, once you've uploaded the file, you're going to be enticed to download the quote unquote result. And it's not actually the result. It is a maliciously crafted bit of malware that you're going to be happily downloading and authorized to run when you double click it. Basically,
and you will be distracted while it's running by something,
by the deep nude that you're happily looking at. So it's a lure.
Yes.
It is essentially a honeypot for stupid people. Anyway, recommend you don't do this sort of thing.
Next, from Cybersecurity News, how appropriately titled that is. Cart Landpone. This is CVE-2024-45200. What is the severity of this one?
It's actually fairly severe, but all versions of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe are susceptible to this. Nintendo uses a proprietary... there's various instances of Mario Kart 8, but all the versions, including some other Nintendo games, are susceptible to this. Nintendo uses a proprietary networking system called PIA or PIA. I'm not really sure if it's pronounced or the letters are said. A peer-to-peer networking library, and it is susceptible to an issue where it's similar to sort of the cups printer problem, where it goes out and finds a game server and it asks, hey, game server, what are your capabilities? Who's online, how many slots are available, and it downloads a configuration. Well, as it ingests this, a specially crafted packet, hackers could potentially use that return payload as a remote code execution because there's a problem in that handshake library.
Buffer overload.
There is already a proof of concept out there using a Python script to fake a game server and return a problem payload. It is patched though, so if you're playing Mario Kart 8, don't get owned. Make sure you're running, I think it's 3.03 or greater, to make sure that you are not running a client that is susceptible to this problem. Otherwise, you may actually pick a game server that owns you.
Your machine will be on the Rainbow Road and miss that jump.
It's so easy to miss.
And Mario Kart 8 isn't the only one that uses this susceptible PIA library. I'm not sure of the other games that do, but we could be hearing about updating other Nintendo game shortly for the same purpose, for the same reason.
Yeah, likely Mad Hatter. It will probably also affect Wii U.
Yeah, probably.
Not guaranteed, but probably.
I thought Wii U was offline now, so they're not doing that anymore.
Yeah, so that's why you're going to an unofficial server to...
Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. It's time for gaming quick hits. Our first story, StarCraft Ghost. Might be a thing. Again, now from this screenshot, it looks like it was a thing a long time ago.
It's been in development for at least 22 years now.
Okay, at least Duke Nukem Forever was actually released eventually.
Oh yeah, but that's not even the title holder right now. The people who are out of the loop think that Duke Nukem Forever is the longest. No, that was Beyond Good and Evil that came out just about 2-3 years ago. That took over 15 years. Now, in each of these cases, yes, it was canceled. Someone lost the rights. Someone bought the rights. Someone threw the rights in a toilet. Someone dug them out of the sewer. Someone grabbed them again, then canceled it, passed it on to someone else. So it hasn't been technically in development this entire time, but they every once in a while dig up the corpse and say, "Oh no, we're totally doing a StarCraft first-person shooter, and it's totally gonna happen, except maybe not from us. Someone else will do it." And Blizzard is now officially put Dan Hay, who was around for the original Far Cry's, and then moved on to Blizzard, who obviously didn't do Far Cry. And was working on some survival game I'd never heard of that Blizzard was doing called Odyssey. And apparently it was a huge team, but it's been canceled. So he sort of said, hey, let's bring back rumors about StarCraft Ghost again.
I'm sorry, revive the Ghost?
Reviving the Ghost.
Resurrect the Ghost? How many other ways can I do this? Probably a lot.
I mean, it's the time.
Dig up the ghost?
Oh, give up the ghost.
Didn't Michael Stipes do a song back 30 years ago? And I walked down your hallway. It's too quiet.
It wasn't Michael Stipes, but yes. Michael Stipe.
It was, Michael Stipes did back.
It was called, Your
Down
Ghost.
a hallway.
No, there you go. Josh
Greg Laswell did a cover of it, and it was featured on Dollhouse.
What is this? GOG? Oh, it's just a mention of the fall sale.
Yeah, they got a good fall sale going on right now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Go check it out.
All right, that's it. That's the story. So GOG.com.
It's not just the old games. It's new games too.
Okay.
Yeah, like Josh's favorites, No Man's Sky.
Yeah. As far as I can tell, they've sort of looked at what Epic and Steam and all of them are doing, and are trying to hit just a slightly bigger discount. We get it for 35% off. We're doing it for 40. We get a 50% off. Hey, we'll give you 70% off. It's worth taking a peek if you're looking for more stuff to not play.
They've got like groups of games too, like the entire Exodus series, Cyberpunk with mods, stuff like that. So pack it in. Why not?
Hey, Cyberpunk is just $59.99 right now, so jump on that. Let's move already to picks of the week. Josh, are you prepared mentally?
Yet again, it's another SSD. It's the who'd have thought that
How
we
rare.
would have
Gonorrhea?
another one. The Next Storage, which was Phison bought them from Sony, and they feature the Phison 119.99 for a 2 terabyte fast SSD NVMe M.2 Gen 4. Good stuff, Maynard. And they're actually pretty quality components. So I've been happy with my 4 terabyte that I bought for myself for my Steam drive. And that was at like $220 back when things were at their lowest. So, keep those eyes out for SSD deals. And this is a good one for $119 for 2 terabyte.
Excellent. Jeremy, your pick this week.
damn you, Colleen. Seriously. What is this? 10, 15 years later, and you're still making us do this. Well, it's true. She started it. Going for a cheap and an easy one, because be honest with yourself. That thumb drive you've got for your Windows install or with the stuff you've got backed up, you've lost it. You're never going to see the damn thing again. So why not get a pair of them for $10 that are USB-C 3.2 Gen 1? Yes, I know they're not Gen 2, but hey. And this is Canadian. You'd probably find them for roughly about the same price down in the States, if not cheaper. So 128 gigs worth of storage that, I mean, fair. You are going to lose it again, but at least for a couple of weeks, you're going to know where it is. They're handy to have. You know you need them, and you know that you hate spending money on them. So grab them when they're cheap, throw them in the corner, and just don't put them somewhere safe, because that's it. You'll never see them again.
Time Twin in our chat asked if those come with AI to prevent them from being lost.
Not yet, which is why you should probably stock up now, because they will start coming with AI. You'll hear a small voice from a weird corner saying, "My bits are going rotten. My bits are going rotten."
Bit rot is a thing. Josh?
It is.
Yeah, especially in SSDs. If you don't refresh ones that you've got in storage,
yes,
they'll last maybe a year, 2, if they're really worn down.
Yeah.
And then they die.
Yeah, then all of your stuff. Amazing Airship Videos asked, will you use a heatsink with your M.2 drives? Yes. If you've got PCI 4 and above, you really need a heatsink. Otherwise, they throttle badly.
It's true. You need a heatsink and possibly even some airflow. You don't have to be actively cooled, but put a little case fan airflow kind of directed towards that area of your motherboard. You will see a difference in sustained workloads. If
they like to breathe.
Benchmarking SSDs, I guess. Could you RAID 0 the USB sticks? I don't know. Why don't you ask the was it the 8-bit guy who did that video back in the day?
Yeah, sure. Yep.
No,
of course you can
do that off a USB if you really want to.
Yeah, the performance was incredibly underwhelming.
Mediocre.
Yes. And the longevity probably died.
Oh, it's going to suck. The latency involved in communicating not only through USB, but those controllers, I mean, they're terrible. So, yeah, have fun.
And you can put a heat sinking on it if you want, but it won't help.
Yeah, Brett,
lately,
your pick.
Lately, I've been doing a little offline gaming, a little tabletop gaming, and this was my game this week. Aliens, Another Glorious Day in the Core. A really fun... going the wrong way here. A really fun tabletop gaming experience for fans of the genre, as it were. It is movie accurate. I have the original Alien one. The Aliens one, again, proves its worth as a fun distraction for a whole bunch of people in the Aliens universe. And they have a lot of game mechanics and layouts that try and mimic the actions and scenes and intensity of the original movie. So maybe take it offline every now and then, invite some friends over, sit around the table instead of around the screen.
And face hug them.
Laugh. Face hug them. They just need a little love. Anyway, it's kind of an expensive game, to be honest with you. I noticed the price wasn't on there. It's actually this particular game with significant assembly required was about $70. So tabletop games of
honestly, that's
some
awful
level of intensity are kind of pricey. I actually got it at my LGS.
Long John Silver's?
Yes. Or local game store, one of the two.
The Linus Game Store.
Long GON?
Long Don Silver's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you buy this?
I think you can get it off their store on Amazon.
No, it said unavailable. No prices available.
Yeah, because everyone's bought it out.
It's been in print for a fair number of years. So, I mean, it should be available in certain places. I could check Board Games Geek and get a real link.
I was going to say, there's probably a link back to Amazon, though.
It's possible.
I do not have a pick this week because I'm a boring person, but I will happily end the show. I want to thank everybody for watching this live stream or the video version of the podcast, listening to us. Again, another podcast is in the books, and we couldn't do it without you. We wouldn't know where to begin this rambling outro that doesn't actually mean anything. It's a stream of consciousness that is in no way comparable to one from one Josh Walrath. So take it away, Josh.
I'm still pissed about the AMD CPUs. I mean, what's the deal with that? You're like some big company that has all kinds of wafer starts, and you have the ability to mount these 3D layers on your chips, but you're holding back. Not only is the 5800 X3D is gone, but you can't get the 7800 X3D. That's still pretty new. That's still one of the top performers. Why can't I buy one? I mean, it was available 8 weeks ago for $320, but now, what kind of claptrap crap is this? I don't get it. All I want to do is test new motherboards, but I'm not going to buy a bunch of different CPUs. Just want one 7800 X3D. That'd be everything for me. It'd be what I want. But no. They're not giving it to me. I don't understand. What's wrong with you, AMD? Get with it.